Time to touch base with another top-level management. HP Singh, the founder, MD of Satin Credit Care, is with us to help us understand what the RBI's recent cautioning of means for the company and for the sector at large. Mr. Singh, hi, good afternoon. RBI has cautioned the government on the rising NPA under Mudra. What is the quantum of loans that you have lent under this scheme? And also tell us, what are your observations on the asset quality trends that you may have witnessed in this particular under this particular scheme?
So all our loans are classified under Mudra, and we've in the last from the financial year 19 we've disbursed close to about 16,40,000 loans of Mudra, which comes to about 4,195 crore worth of disbursements, and our outstanding portfolio now for these loans are about 5,400 crores. Our own sense is, I think, taking a cue from whenever there's a call for a loan waiver and all, we do have to actually navigate that to a certain extent, that we have to sensitize our borrowers that this is not a crop loan or a farmer loan. This is typically a Mudra loan or MFI loan. So, we do have to take that stretch, making them understand and, making them sensitive enough to see that these loans are not which are going to be written off. Does take some part of our life away to sensitize all these borrowers. But overall, once I think they understand that this is not a loan which has to be waived off, the asset quality then remains firm and stable. But yes, I think more of these waivers coming in and more talk about this, definitely does lead to some kind of a call which we'll have to take at some point of time.
Right. Can you just talk to us about growth trends of Satin Credit in the MFI book, outlook ahead? Which are the states that are seeing strong disbursements?
Overall, what we are looking at is, I've been saying that, we are looking at a very controlled growth of ours from now on, because of, taking into cue what happened because of the liquidity crisis, which was earlier, the farm loan waivers and all that. So what we are looking at for our company as such, that we are taking a very controlled look at, how the growth has to happen. Not going per se that, okay, fine, the growth will not happen, but it's not going to be mere numbers which we are talking about. What we feel that, a controlled growth of about 25 to 30% is good enough for our growth for this year and the years coming ahead.
What has been the impact of farm loan waivers on your asset quality? If you could give us a picture about the same, and how the customer behavior has been with regard to MFI loans.
So we recently went through elections in Madhya Pradesh, and the immediate call was to take a loan waiver over there. That's what I said, earlier in my statement, that, you really have to sensitize the borrowers that the MFI loan are not typically a farm loan or a crop loan. Once they understand the reasoning behind it, then for them it is really then they understand that, okay, fine, this is not a waiver which is going to happen to us, because MFI loans are not classified under that. But yes, it does actually lead to somewhere sensitization has to be done. People really take it for granted, okay, fine, that this could be a waiver for us. So our own sense is that these kind of waivers and everything probably may lead to slight decline in culture, though it has been it's been holding on after the elections also in the MP. But somewhere you still have to navigate around it. You have to move around it. You have to do a little bit extra in terms of making the borrowers aware of all this.
Right. Just a last word on the consumption trends. You get a direct data as to what's happening in the rural economy, what's happening over there. Inflation has been consistently low. What do you sense in terms of rural consumption? How are things looking over there?
Our own sense is that after the demonetization, the GST woes, once they have settled down, the rural consumption is picking up to a large extent. We can see it in the sales of two-wheelers, as well as in consumer durables and any of the other consumptive products as such. I think a good monsoon technically has also been one of the impetus which probably has also given the rural economy a boost in terms of consumption. So our own sense is, I think, based on all these things, our own sense is that the rural economy has picked up, and scale for people who are working in this ecosystem will definitely be much better than what it has been previously.
All right, Mr. Singh, we'll let you go on that note. Thanks much for giving us a sense of what's happening in the company, what's happening overall with regard to consumption trends, specifically in the rural and tier 2 cities. Satin Credit Care, as we speak, up by about 0.6%.